Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Lover Pretend, continuing Makino's route, Harumi's route, whatever we call him Makino most of the time. We haven't gotten on a first name basis with our future boyfriend yet, but anyway, you know. So yeah, we're just going to continue. We're about to go on our first pilgrimage to our anime locations. Fun times. The next time we both had a day off from classes, we finally carried out our first pilgrimage. See you tomorrow! I'm excited to visit the sites with you. I couldn't help but smile at the emoji he'd attached to the message. It hadn't really made sense to me when he invited me, but I realized now that I was excited for the trip too. Isn't a cute little bear? Already. I closed Ring and checked the weather on my phone, thrilled to see it'd be sunny tomorrow. I picked up the documents Makino had given me and flipped through the pages excitedly. I felt like I was a kid on the night before a field trip. I mean, you kinda are. You're an adult on the night before at a field trip, so... What was my battery? Only 50% when it was plugged in. That's really weird. I just looked at my thing and I'm like, my tablet battery's at 50%, despite the fact that it's been plugged in all night long. Anyway. When I arrived at the place we'd promised to meet at, Makino was already there. Makino, sorry, were you waiting long? No, I just got here. Let's go. When Makino immediately tried to head off to our destination, I rushed to take a small paper bag from my purse. Wait a minute, here. Oh, this coaster is... Why do you have it, Miss Ueda? Well, I finished Tearblade, and then I went back to that cafe and... Well, it's not Sud, but do you want it? Sud? I have no idea. So I want to say Sud. Like Suds. But I'm sure that's not right. Makino? Look, we made him so happy! Look at the joy beaming off his face! I mean that literally, that's his joyous face. He'd gone silent. Had I done something wrong? I thought that, in truth, you still saw all this as weird and pathetic. But you looked into it on your own. Make fun of me. Really took interest. And that makes me so happy. He looked so emotional, I thought he might cry, leaving me feeling self-conscious. You're overreacting. It's no big deal. Besides, you introduced me to something fun, so I should be the one thanking you. No, I'm not overreacting. Every day I expect someone to say, ew, someone like you likes anime. Every day? Yes. But think of it, he said something like that last time, too. That's why I couldn't tell anyone. And I felt really bad dragging you along with me. Could you stop saying that? Huh? I am pretty excited for today, too. So I don't know how to respond when you say you feel bad about it. Oh, I see. Understand. And then let me revise my words. Thank you for coming, Miss Ueda. I'll do my best to guide you when we arrive. Sure, I look forward to it. Looking cheerful, Makino started off again. Just realized... This may have been for the purpose of a fan pilgrimage, but it was still the first time I'd gone out with a guy other than Kazuma. Once I realized that, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I hesitated, wondering what to do. We're here. This is the place. Makino pointed to the sign in front of us. Oh, wait, is this... I fucking love it when he gets this freaking face. It's so funny. That's right. This udon shop is our first sight. The restaurant looked like it had been there a long time. It was probably beloved by the locals. Even though I'd never been here, I recognized it from a scene in Ot Saga. This is the place where Gerda invited Kai before he'd opened up to anyone, right? Yes. I read your packet, but I never expected to find it right here in the city. I know I could probably go to a place like this by myself, but I still found it difficult. Difficult? Sometimes noodle shops have their own special terms, like mashi-mashi for extra toppings, or orikata for firm noodles. Yeah. Oh, those. But that's mostly for ramen. Or, for example, do I buy the food ticket before or after? Also, I feel awkward when I'm too close to the other customers or when I'm near a group who all came together. Oh, yeah, I understand that too. I mean, I guess okay, so for someone who has never been to like Japan or done any of this, all of that would be very confusing. But I think I'd have an okay because they'd be like, oh, definitely foreign. Understand why you know nothing. Makes sense. You know what I mean? But I feel like, but he also didn't, he spent a lot of time overseas. Isn't his mom like freaking like English or something, right? Wasn't he like mixed race technically? Didn't we say that? Did they say that earlier? So like, you could kind of understand. I'm pretty sure unless you full on looked 100% Japanese, if you rolled in, they'd be like, maybe I understand why you don't quite get it. You know what I mean? But even if you lived in Japan all your life, if you go to a different area and the terms or the things are different, it's like ordering normal coffee and then walking into Starbucks and be like, what's the fucking tall ass one? You know what I mean? Like, ordering in Starbucks is like a whole other fucking language. Literally. But like, you know what I mean? You're like, can I get a large, did you want the grande, the venti, the like, you know what I mean? And you're like, the what now? You're like, I just want a coffee. You're like, a latte, a macchiato. Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, what is that? I don't know. It tastes good, though. You know, like, so, like, I can kind of understand. And if each restaurant's kind of different. But I feel like maybe when you go to a restaurant that you're not used to, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. I've never been here before. And I don't know what's what. But people aren't going to be like, ugh, God, you've never been to this restaurant before? How dare you not know where? You know what I mean? I feel like they'd explain. Maybe. I mean, that's just what I find if you go to a restaurant in the United States and you're like, no, I've never been here before. No idea what to do. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway. I didn't like to go into crowded places alone either. Also, feel that. And if only the counter seat's open. Just thinking about it gives me chills. Oh yeah, and then you gotta sit with strangers on either side of you. No, I don't like that either. I get that too. Plus, whenever I go to places like this, I tend to stick out even more. I like Japanese food, even the stronger tasting dishes like umeboshi and natto. Okay, there's something wrong with you if you like natto. I've heard it's terrible. The things that I have heard make it sound horrifying, and I don't know. Not that I've ever had it, but I'm just going on all the things I've heard. I don't think I need to experience it to be like, I'm okay. You know? Okay, well, today you have me, so it'll be fine. Yes, thank you. It was still early in the day, so the restaurant wasn't too busy. We ducked under the entrance curtain. And it's like, it's not even the outside of the restaurant, it's also inside. So, like, you're like, we have to go in, and we're like the weirdos. Like, I guess you're not taking pictures, though, so I guess that's something. That udon was so delicious. I could understand why Kai opened up after being taken to a place like this. As we left, Makino clenched his fists in excitement. Every time. I knew that face was coming, but still. Yes, I did it! I got to eat the same udon Kai did! Congrats! I wondered if this was what it felt like to be a proud mother watching over her child. Yes, you helped a lot teaching me about the toppings. In order to be the same udon, it had to have the tenkatsu. Not tenkatsu, tenkatsu. In the anime, the udon Kai had eaten had been topped heavily with tenkatsu, tempura batter crumbs. Tenkatsu, tempura batter. What's tenkatsu with the T? Huh. I don't know the difference in certain words. Obviously, I don't know every single Japanese term ever. And sometimes you're like, I recognize that, but I still don't know what it is. You know what I mean? This restaurant was unique in that you could add the toppings yourself. That's kind of cool. I didn't do much, but if it made Makino happy, that was all that mattered. Besides, that udon that Gerda and Kai ate was definitely delicious. I love the fact that they had to have the same food. It's so cute. We left the store and began walking when Makino suddenly stopped. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy that if you were like, we have to go here to this anime and have this Yeah, okay. Oh, what is it? Well, I just can't believe I could be so careless. I forgot that today was the release date for Yo's Vow? Anyway, it's a limited edition, so I had to buy it today. I should have reserved one. Won't be able to get it. Why don't we go to the nearby bookstore? Okay, I'm sorry. I was like 10 minutes freaking past this, and I look over and I'm like, what the fuck? Because apparently I'm not paying attention, and my recording software just decided to fucking freeze and just not record, so. It's not my graphics card, because I already updated it, but what the shit. So, anyway, now I had to reload my save and skip through till we got to here where we were when it just decided to tell me to go fuck myself, so. Lovely. Yeah, so that's not fun. I don't like that, because then our first reactions to things aren't there. Anyway, I think I had read, why don't we go to a nearby bookstore? I took out my phone to check the map, but Makino stopped me. Oh, the limited editions are sold in select stores, so we'd have to go to one of those. Where is it? I'll go with you. It wasn't like I had anything else planned. In response, Makino pointed to a building at the end of the street. It's there. The sign said Anna Fight in big letters. Annie Fight in big letters? Is it a bookstore? It's a specialty shop that sells not only books, but merchandise and such related to anime and manga. And okay, so I pointed this out because I saw it's got that suit guy right there by the door, but it also has a variable barricade poster. So my initial reaction was like, fuck yeah, I'm going in there with you. They got a Tomei merch, man. I am here for this, Makino. You and I, best friends. However, I've always ordered online, so I've never been to one of those stores. I'm too afraid. There's no way I can go. Makino turned around, but I rushed to stop him. Wait. But if you go there, they might have it, right? The Kiyo's Vow. That! We should check if they have it. I'll go with you. What? It does look like there's a lot of people. I wouldn't want you to go alone. I love that face. So wait up. I'm feeling very moved right now. What? How did you... You said that last time. I remember because of how strangely you said it. Is that so? I've never really tried to broaden my horizons on my own before. But thanks to you, my eyes have been opened. It's important to take interest in things you don't know about. Any kind of experience is valuable when it comes to writing scripts. I see. You're very strong. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Well, do you come with me then? Sure, of course. I'm literally, instead of reading my TV, I'm literally reading off my thing because, like, I don't trust it. I apologize for staying so long. I didn't think they'd have the volume that came with the drama CD that I'd missed out on. Okay, we weren't really that far because we just got to... We're about to get to a pretend time, and that's where we were when I looked over. So, okay, well, a few minutes. We lost a few minutes. It made me want to buy so many things. A physical store is a dangerous place. But it's nice once in a while, right? I had a lot more fun than I expected, too. Now I know more about the things you like. Really? You like the kind of series that are in weekly jumping, right? Yes, where the protagonist faces difficulties, yet overcomes them with the power of friendship and hard work. I always wondered if I could be that way, too. Must be so fun. But I have nothing. You look so sad. And I kind of feel like I was thinking it, but I didn't say it like when we first did. When he's like, they become things with the power of friendship and everything's like, I have nothing. And it's like, are you trying to say you don't have friends? That's so sad. Yes, you do. It may be weird to have Riku, Sena, and, like, Kazuma's your friends, but I'm also your friend. Huh? Makino didn't reply. Wonder what's wrong. I was trying to decide what to say when... Hey, Harumi, is that you? Never thought I'd see you here. You're right, I didn't realize it was him at first. At first I thought these might have been girls, but then it doesn't say, it just says his classmates and stuff, so, like, I'm thinking they might be dude classmates. It doesn't really say. You know what I mean? The whole time it just says them, and when we got into I'm like, I don't know. It's always girls that are like, oh my god, hey Harumi, hey. You know what? We'll read one like a dude, and we'll read like chick A will be asshole guy, and chick B will be bitchy girl. Okay, perfect. You know what I mean? Because they're judging him for like an anime, right? Well, he won't tell people because he thinks they're gonna judge him. And that's the whole point of the pretend time. Spoiler, whatever. We're gonna get to it in 2 seconds. You're right. I didn't realize it was him at first. Whatever. Just because I don't know. Oh, hello. Were you shopping here? Wait, what's with that bag? It's all anime stuff. Do you like that kind of thing? No way, Harumi like an anime? Can't even imagine it. No way he's interested in that kind of thing. Again, and I've said this the first time before everything got fucked up, but it's kind of like, who the hell judges people for like an anime these days? Like, I know when anime first came to like the West, it might have been like, oh, that shit's weird, but it was already pretty mainstream in Japan, so like, it was just because it was new and different. And now it's pretty much like, I like anime. Yeah, you and everybody else, you're not fucking special. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You might not be like, oh yeah, there's the super popular animes and some maybe you like obscure one or whatever. There's so many fucking animes. There's so much to watch. Like, well, like nobody makes fun of you for it. It's not like you're at school and everyone's like, oh, fucking nerd. Not like when I went to school and if you liked anime, you were probably a fucking nerd and you got made fun of. And now it's like cool to be a nerd. So like, whatever, you know, like. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, do people in Japan make fun of other Japanese people for liking anime? Because it's like, I mean, I just feel like that's strange too. Like, it's such a huge industry, you know? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of like people here making fun of Disney adults. Like, oh my god, you're an adult and you're totally into Disney. Like, so what? Let them like Disney. Who cares? That's their thing. They're not harming anybody, you know? Like, but maybe like liking anime in Japan is like being a Disney adult in America. I don't know. Like, you know? I was like, I don't know, but it just seems weird. Anyway. But you came out of that store, right? No, The two were staring at him suspiciously. They must be Makino's classmates. He's keeping it a secret at school. This is bad, isn't it? Oh no, is there anything I can do? Wanting to try to help him somehow, I silently mouthed the words to Makino, trying not to be noticed by the two. Is there anything I can do, or do we run? We just bolt, because, like, that's not going to come back to bite him in the ass. I hoped he'd understand. Well, he got it. Makino looked down a little, then glanced at me with a pained expression. This is my girlfriend's. I was tagging along and carrying her stuff. What? Girlfriend? What girlfriend is my line? Does he mean, like, dating? I also like how, and I thought this in my head, but I didn't say it. We had, I think, a similar reaction in Kazuma's route where Kazuma said something and we're like, that's my line! So I'm like, is this going to be a thing where everyone we're like, that's my line! Because I find that kind of amusing. Like, it's just a tiny little thing. But if, like, it comes up in every single one, it's just, like, a nice little, like, you know what I mean? It's just a nice little thing, a little commonality in all the routes where you're like, wait, whoa, that's my line. Just recycle that, but I kind of like it. I don't know. Makino's looking at me like an abandoned puppy. I have to do this. I gave Makino a small nod. No way! I can't imagine someone as sophisticated as Harumi having a girlfriend. And I pointed this out. Why does him being sophisticated mean he can't have a girlfriend? That's like the weirdest fucking thing. I don't understand what you're getting at here. He's so sophisticated, he has a girlfriend? Do you think he fucking had a wife? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. There's no logic in that. I don't get it. The moment I made up my mind, they leaned in close and made me falter. I've got to pull this off. I somehow managed to smile so Makino and I wouldn't get called out. And then we're going to start a pretend time. I'm not going to save because I already saved. And that's technically where we were supposed to... I already saved it, so we're fine. We'd only gotten to the first question, so we were basically, like, roughly here, so... Mission: convince Harumi's friends you're his nerdy girlfriend and protect his dignity. Again, I don't... Anyway. Does your girlfriend go to our university? Actually, is she our age? No, she goes somewhere else. We're in the same year, though. I see. Then how did you two meet? At, like, a party? No way. When we invited him in the past, he always turned us down. Then how'd you two meet? Well, you see... Makino stuttered, looking at me and silently begging for help. My answer doesn't need to be anything interesting. What should you say? He helped when I was lost, so you can see that I already picked that. The other one was he hit on me, which, I mean, I would love to pick that one. Like, he hit on me. What? Yeah, also what? That doesn't seem logical. I was lost, and he stopped to help me. That's right. Oh, how nice! It must have been fate that you ran into each other that way. Okay, I had gotten to that's right, so I didn't see these two lines. So this is where I was. So we were only like a few minutes. How many minutes out? I can't see my timer, so. Okay, no, roughly 10 minutes. So see? 10 fucking minutes! Half my damn recording time I had to redo! What the shit? Bastard. I keep an eye on it, so I won't be 10 minutes in next time it stops working. Anyway. It probably needs to be updated, but sometimes it takes a while for the update to be available. But it's like kind of annoying, because I feel like this is just the process where you're like, it's not working. Anyway. Phew, they believed me, and I made him look good, too. I'm glad you understand. We'll be taking our leap. Wait a second, we're not done yet. Meeting each other is one thing, but dating is another. Someone had to make the first move. But I can't really imagine Harumi making the first move. I know! So which is it? Well, who asked the other out first? He asked. I asked. Okay. I asked him out. I made up my mind and answered, and Harumi's eyes widened. Yes, she was very passionate. Before I knew it, she made me fall for her. That's a lot. She must have tried really hard. Because, like, we've been trying for frickin' forever, and you don't even give us, like, the time of day. Yes, I did. I studied things I thought he might like. Oh, yes, and that was very touching. She's truly an amazing person, and this is where we're falling in love secretly with each other, and we don't know. I studied really hard the things he liked, because he just seemed so awesome, and he's like, and I was awesome of her for studying things that I like. Oh, there you go. It's perfect. I kind of actually like what they're doing here, because it's like, this is exactly what's going to make us kind of fall for each other. And this is the thing that's starting it, and then now you're just pretending, and you're saying these things to pretend, but it's like, no, but that's actually kind of the truth. Then it eventually just, you're like, oh yeah. I don't know, I like it. Huh? High praise! You must really like her. I'm a little embarrassed. But your girlfriend, she's the type to go to a shop like this, right? Did you know about her hobbies before you started dating? I found out after. Oh, well, it would make sense to hide it. I mean, at our age, it's a little, I wouldn't want it to shatter my image. Actually, I bet you wanted to keep it hidden, right? Did you want to keep your hobby hidden? I wanted to hide it. I planned to tell him. No, I planned to tell him. I knew he wouldn't judge me. Oh. What? I wouldn't be able to admit it. You're pretty brave. You shouldn't be ashamed of your hobbies. Unless your hobbies are like skinning puppies or like murdering people, then you should be ashamed of your hobbies. But like, liking anime is not a hobby you should be ashamed of. I'm just saying. It's okay to like BTS, even if the kids in school are like, it's not cool to like them. It's okay to like whatever you like. Don't listen to your 20 classmates. I mean, again, seriously, this feels like we're 12. Not like college age. We're like 20. We're seriously like 12-year-olds. Like, only when you're like fucking in middle school does people give a shit and you have to try to be cool because like, oh, I like this, but no, oh, pink isn't cool. I don't like pink. And oh, now Sam likes pink, so I like pink again. Like, That's only when you gave a shit. You kind of grew out of that. I mean, in high school, you still had people making fun of you for stuff, but you found people who were like, no, your hobbies are cool. I like them too. And you played Dungeons and Dragons on the side, like, and now the jock is playing Dungeons and Dragons with you because apparently it's cool, but it never used to be. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. But like, by college, you should be like, I don't give a fuck what you think. I like anime, bitch. What? And I'm gonna go play Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. And we get in costume when we play. Because that's how we roll. You know? I don't know. I never got into Dungeons and Dragons. A friend of mine and I wanted to. Like, because, like, it would have been so much fun. But I think we wanted to go full-fledged, like, wearing costumes. And, like, but we just never did. Shame. Anyway. Me too. If I could keep it hidden, I would. It took courage, but I didn't want to keep my true self hidden like that. I like how we switched roles and we're like, it took courage. Harumi, it took courage. But since you're out shopping with her, that means you've accepted her hobbies, right, Harumi? Yes, she seems to enjoy it. But maybe she'll end up saying that two-dimensional guys are way better. I mean, they are, but, like, what else? True, there's so many handsome anime guys. Wait. Okay, I'm a feeling that Harumi classmate A is also a girl. Or he's over there like, that's exactly why I don't like anime, because there's too many hot anime boys. Fair. Why do you think we play Otome games? Because of the hot 2D men. And, in general, there is a handful of them. Half of the hot 2D men are way better than 3D men. Miles better! Anime, Otome, whatever. And then the other half are goddamn trash, and you would never date anyone in real life where you're like a normal, boring guy is like 10 times better than this trash. Not saying I don't love trash, because you know, we love trash. But like, you wouldn't date those fuckers in reality, you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny. Like, I think it's because honestly, there are those weird dudes who get way too into their waifus. And it's like, that makes every one of the rest of us look like creepy weirdos. And you're like, hell yeah, I got anime merch all over my house. I love my hot 2D men. But like, I'm not gonna kick Tom Hiddleston out of bed if he shows up in my house. You know, maybe. Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, it doesn't mean 3D men aren't hot too, but like, I don't really feel like dating. That seems like a lot of work, so I'm more fun by myself than dating my 2D boyfriends. You know, because I'm a shut-in. I don't want to leave my house. I don't like talking to people. And yeah, just being on the asexual spectrum is like, I don't really care. This is more fun. I'm here for the romance, not the physical aspects of it. You know what I mean? So, But that's also why anime's awesome. Like, I mean, seriously though, you've got to be crazy to think that like, yeah, I've got a boyfriend and like, I'm sorry, I fell in love with my 2D man, I have to break up with you. You're like, no, you just have to understand that I got a man harem. You just have to share my brain with a man harem of 2D men. I mean, you really shouldn't be intimidated by 2D characters. I'm just throwing that out there. You're right. I agree wholeheartedly. Hey, you shouldn't agree with us! Of course, it's not all about looks. It's important for one's efforts to be foiled by an adversary. But you train and train, learn a special attack, and defeat the enemy, no matter what. That's what a hero is. And they're not gonna think that you're an anime nerd right now? Hero? Rumi slipped up! How do you cover for him? He's joking. He's showing determination. He means he's that determined, right? Yes, that's right. In other words, two-dimensional or otherwise, I don't plan on losing her to anyone. Ah, jeez, how lovey-dovey. He loves you a lot, huh? Loves, yes, I suppose so. But if people find out Harumi has a girlfriend, I bet they'll be surprised. Yeah, he's so popular, he has a fan club at our university. I know, I'm the treasurer. It's like, I'm actually in it. I'm not into dudes, but like, I would be for Harumi. I've heard about it. Oh, you already know? Doesn't it bother you? Bother? Oh, like jealous? If Harumi were my boyfriend, I'd boast about it to everyone. It feels nice being in the spotlight. I'm really glad that Classmate B said that since I gave Classmate B a girly voice, because if Classmate A said that, then I'd really be questioning things. But I mean, you know, what ups? A boyfriend like him definitely elevates your status. Oh, that? Status, huh? Makino seemed to be at a loss for words. I mean, that's just sad. How poor fucking Harumi, right? Everyone's over there like, oh my god, he's so hot, and we all want to do. Oh my god, you like anime? I mean, I guess I tolerate it because you elevate my status. It's like they don't like him for him. It's just because he's pretty. But it's not even like, okay, they fell for you or they found an interest in you because you're attractive, and they're like, oh my god, he's so pretty. Look at him. And then they found out you're into anime, and they're like, oh, we don't have interests that align, but it's okay. I like looking. That's one thing. I mean, yes, you sometimes fall for people based on looks. You know what I mean? You might see someone, you're like, yeah, this person's so gorgeous. I love it. And then you find out they're trash, and you're like, and now they're hideous. You know? But like with Harumi, they're all definitely like, oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god. And like, ew, you like anime? Ugh, gross. We're gonna have to change you because you elevate my status, and I just want nice arm candy, and like, gross. But like, you know what I mean? They have no appreciation for him as a person. It's just his looks and his name, and that's just so sad. I wonder why he said he had nothing. Oh, people just don't like him for him, and that's why he doesn't understand that all of us on the film crew, we're all your friends whether you like it or not. Because Riku and Seina also, they already have careers, they don't need you for your status. And like, Kazuma's just everybody's friend because he's just a big-ass golden retriever, so. I'm just saying. He likes everybody. Just throw a stick for him. He's your best friend. Makino... If only there were a pebble belt for times like this. It's about that transformed you into a pebble on the roadside. I stand out because of my looks, but I wish that weren't the case. He said he doesn't want to stand out, but he's the center of attention at his school. Hey, between us, what made you fall for Harumi? After everything they'd asked so far, this was one question I'd expected. What made you fall for Harumi? His looks, talking with him. Could you imagine saying his looks? His looks? How shallow. You know damn well that, like, that would hurt him to say. And also, we like him because we enjoy talking to him. So if we were going, we'd be like, I enjoy talking to him, so I imagine that's why I would fall for him if I had. And then I will. Well, I like talking with him. What? He teaches me a lot about new things, and he's very considerate. I am? Is this news to you, Harumi? Yes, I thought it was just my looks. It's not. Things were a little awkward at first, but we've got a good rapport now. How surprising! He only speaks the bare minimum at school. He has wonderful manners. He's honest, and I know how kind he is, too. Thank you. Aw, we made him blush. How sweet. I get it. This is making me depressed. Let's stop here. Sorry for doubting you. Could see you really love each other. Yeah, any more of this and I'll get all hot and bothered. I am so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for these two, Chuckle Fox, saying shit like this to us. You know, my impression of you's changed, Harumi. Huh? I thought you were really reserved, but you're different with your girlfriend. And that's true. But when I'm with her, I feel like I can relax. It is sweet little endearing face, and that's the honest truth of what he's saying. I love it. It makes me feel as if I don't need to act cool all the time. Isn't it normally the other way? I'm not sure. I love it. Complete! Woo! I feel bad getting in the way of your date. We'll leave you be. Bye-bye, Harumi. Probably both girls, but whatever. Yes, excuse us. Phew, that was close. I feel like that took a year off of my life. Two girls. See, now when they're both girls, what the fuck? You know, I was right the first time around that there were two girls. It kind of sounded like them. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, there are some like really hot guys in anime. Like, but whatever. Whatever, it's fine. She just had a manly voice, okay? Whatever. She couldn't help it. Don't make fun of her. The two girls disappeared back into the crowd. We looked at each other and simultaneously let out big sighs. I kind of assumed, like, the first time I went through that, well, we didn't go through the whole thing, but the first time when they showed up, that they was girls because the girls were always like, oh my god, Arumi, hi, Arumi, ah! And they're all like following him around. And dudes probably just ignore him. So, like, I kind of assumed that, but then when you're reading, you're like, are they? I don't know. They don't say, like, oh, these girls must be from his school, and they could have just thrown that in there. You know what I mean? Just throw that at you so you knew, you know. But anyway, doesn't matter. We looked at each other and simultaneously let out big sighs. Let's go somewhere to take a break. I agree. How about that cafe? That really got out of hand. I'm sorry. I blamed it on you and yet you played along. You really helped me. I doubted I would ever see those people again, so I don't care what they thought of me. But I was worried about Makino. I remembered how he'd been cornered by other girls in the past. Our relationship was different back then, though. Makino looked like he was bothered, or rather, like he couldn't take it much longer. If they came at him with the same level of aggression next time, I don't think he'd be able to handle it on his own. I don't mind, but what about you? What if your fans find out? And that doesn't matter. They only care about a fantasy version of me, based on my looks and the fact that I lived overseas. You know what kind of a person I am, don't you? I'm not cool at all, and I'm horrible at communicating with others. Makino spoke in a forlorn tone. Forlorn tone does not roll off the tongue. And down the drink he ordered in one go. I have to disagree a little. Huh? It's true that you might not be the best at communication, but you reached out to me, didn't you? That was for my hobby. Besides, I hesitated a lot. That doesn't matter, and if you only wanted someone to tag along, you wouldn't have made such detailed resources for me. You added all kinds of photos and images, and your explanations were easy to understand. You worked hard on it so a beginner like me could understand, right? Spreading the word is the duty of a fan. Makino sounded like he was coming up with excuses. Is that really all it was? I just didn't think it was right to force you to come with me. I started getting interested when I heard you talk about it and read what you wrote in the materials. That's all because of how much effort you put into everything. I guess you could say you lit the flame in my heart. Oh, Isueda, that's Kai's line from Atsaga, isn't it? Yeah, was that how it went? Yes. I still have a lot to learn, but I hope you'll keep sharing this with me. Yes, of course, I have a lot more to learn too. Huh? This is what it must feel like to share strength with one's allies. Actually, I felt this way before. But when we all made our short film, I felt the same way. It's nice to have allies and friends. Especially people that like you. I don't think anybody else would make fun of him in our little group, you know? I mean, Kazuma might, but it's like, dude, you put makeup on chicks! I'm not saying that you can't be like a makeup artist or like a chef as a man, but like, people typically think like makeup is girly. You know what I mean? Makeup is girly, and it's like you enjoy applying makeup and doing hair. I'm not saying there weren't straight hairdressers, I'm just saying probably aren't as many straight male hairdressers as there are gay ones. So I'm just throwing this out there, Kazuma. Like, you wouldn't want people to judge you for your, like, talent and your hobby, right? Don't judge Harumi for his. Kazuma would absolutely be the first one to fucking throw stones in that glass house. Again, you can like anything you want. You can be a man and wear a fuck ton of makeup and not be gay or a drag queen. You know what I mean? Like, you can absolutely be straight and look fabulous in guy liner, because Skyliner's hot. But you know what I mean? It's just like, you know damn well Kazuma's probably getting shit like, even though it's like, why? Like, somebody who, like, men cook, so why is it like a woman's job to do all the cooking? You know what I mean? Like, oh, women should be at home cooking and cleaning. Do you know how many professional chefs are men? So why is cooking a womanly duty? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like bullshit. These gender stereotypes are kind of fucking stupid, is basically my point. And also, don't make fun of other people's hobbies when you have a hobby that somebody might make fun of too, and you'd be like, that's dumb. Don't make fun of my hobby. Oh, right. Again, you shouldn't be ashamed of your hobbies unless you're skinning puppies or some shit. Then be fucking ashamed. Because you suck. It's really true. It makes me feel like I can defeat any enemy that comes my way. Makino's expression brightened. He ordered a refill of his drink and then looked back into my eyes. When I talk to you, it feels like my heart's been lit with a flame too. How adorable and romantic. Really? My heart fluttered at his heated gaze. Makino usually acted cool, but now he looked so passionate. He has just the softest, most endearing expression on his face. It's precious. And now that I have a friend like you, I'll reach even greater heights. Yeah, wait, heights? Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but could you continue to pretend to be my lover? What? And to tell the truth, it's like that happen often, so I'm still scared to talk to girls. But if rumors about me having a girlfriend spread around, perhaps they'd leave me alone. I fully understand that I'm asking a lot of you, but please... I had a hard time bluffing back there. I think the truth would come out eventually. You're right. I know there are risks. But I'll do my best to help you. So please, could you... Of course, I don't have much confidence either. Makino suddenly seemed as nervous as he was back when he first talked about the fan pilgrimage sites. He seemed really stressed. Well, my thoughts wavered over whether I should turn him down or not. I wanted to help Makino, but I also wanted to avoid getting in a dicey situation like the one before. Is that a no? If it's too much of a bother, please say so. I don't want to push you. What should I do? I managed to get through it somehow last time, but could I really keep that up? It's lover? Even if it's pretend, me and Makino... I can't imagine it, but we're finally friends now. If my friend's in trouble, I want to help. Oh. And then, if my friend's in trouble, I want to help. We flash back to this hot bastard. Maybe don't think about this sexy icon over here, like... Yeah, but when you introduce romance into your scenes, it feels like I'm being fed one cliche after another. In a word, it's unrealistic. That's 2 words. Technically, a contraction would make it 3. It is unrealistic. Just because you threw a contraction in there, whatever. That's right. I should change my mindset. If there's a good reason to do it, I think I can manage. Sueda. Okay. Okay, I'll do it. Might as well see it through. Really? But in exchange, I have a favor to ask too. Is that okay? Favor? If it's something I can do. The thing is, I can't write romance. I've never dated anyone before. I can manage to write something like it, but it's shallow and doesn't resonate. I have to get better at it. Shallow? But that script you wrote before, it was amazing. Thank you, Makino. I'm happy you think so, but that story had 0 romance scenes, right? Now that you mention it. That's why I don't really know what to do as a pretend lover. But thinking about you and pretending to date might help me learn something about it. That's why, if I'm gonna pretend to be your girlfriend, you need to act like a real boyfriend too. Is that the favor? Yeah. What do you think? I understand. So this is both for me and for you. We'll be an alliance. I think that makes me feel better than if I were the only one benefiting. Pretend love, Harumi. The protagonist pretends to be Harumi's girlfriend in order to hide his love of manga and anime. Manga and anime? What the hell? What is happening? I can't read. When he pleads with her to continue their ruse, she hesitates, but when she considers how it might help her writing, she agrees. Due to their common interests, they continue their alliance. Thank you. So I guess, let's do this. I look forward to working with you, Miss Ueda. Makino looked more relaxed than before, as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. His expression had softened. First things first, I think you should call me Spacey and not Miss Ueda. That's weird. Oh, but couples don't really call each other by their last names, do they? You're right. That might be a little odd. Your politeness might seem kind of strange too, but then again, you're that way to everyone. For now, how about we change how we call each other? If we get used to it now, we won't end up panicking in another situation like today. I understand. What should I call you? Why not just call me by my first name? He's like, I have a first name? Miss? Your name? I see. So, I like that. Your name! It's so funny. I get it, but it's just so cute that he's like, we couldn't do that. I see. So, Spacey. It's really that hard. You don't have to force yourself. No, it's just calling you that right away is a little difficult. So, could I still call you Miss? Is that too awkward? If you can give me some time, I can practice. Then maybe... He's really caught up in this. Must be harder than I thought for him. Such a nerd. I get it, like, the whole, like, oh, gotta call you Spacey. Okay. It's a little awkward at first, but like, oh, can I call you Miss Spacey? Am I your fucking middle school teacher? Like, what the hell's happening here? Sure, calling me Miss is fine. I'll call you Harumi. Okay, thank you. The only person who calls me by my first name is Kazuma, so it feels new. It makes me feel a little off-kilter. I usually call men by their last names, too. It surprised me that changing how I refer to someone could make me feel so different. It is kind of interesting because, like, again, in the United States, you, like, call someone in a place of, like, respect. So your teacher, you'd call, like, Miss Ueda, right? But then, or you might call them Miss Spacey, you know, depending on their preference. But when you're at work and you're on, like, a same basis, or even if, like, you're not, like, when you go to your doctor, you might call your Dr. Smith or whatever, because they're a doctor, but you're not, like, Nurse Smith. Like, hi, I'm Maggie. You call her Maggie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird because it's like, in very few circumstances do you address people just by their last name and a title. Most of the time, it's like a first name basis kind of a thing. So, it is funny when they're like, it's so strange. And you're like, I mean, I understand why, but it's kind of funny. It'd be like if all of a sudden you went like, oh, okay, I've got to call you Miss Ueda now. Well, that seems odd. You know what I mean? It's like you just reverse it in your brain and you're like, yeah, no, I get it. Like, I wonder if all couples that just started dating feel like this. But like, the thing that's kind of interesting about it is like, then when you switch to that first name, you're like, oh, we just crossed over this border where now we're closer. And it's a given, like, oh, you're calling somebody by their last name, your acquaintances, and then when you get closer and you've got this bond, that's when you go to the first name thing, and that's how you know. And it's so hard in, like, Western culture when you're already calling people by your first name. You're like, are we friends? Are we just acquainted? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. You don't know. People are like, so are they your friend? And you're like, I don't know. There's no definitive way to tell. Not like in Japanese culture where you're like, yeah, we're on a first name basis. We're bros now. You're like, I don't know when we get It would help the confusion is all I'm saying, because sometimes it's confusing. You're like, I don't know. Are we friends? We hang out sometimes, but like, are we friends? Are we like just casual friends? Are we like acquaintances? Are we like besties? Like, you know. And then you have to have those weird conversations. Like, we're besties, right? Okay, cool. Like, how fucking awkward is that? I'm just saying. Just be easier. Life is complicated. That's why you just don't talk to people. It makes it easier. Why don't we get going? Outside the window, the sky was painted with the colors of the sunset. We stood to leave, and like last time, Harumi held the door open for me. If we're a couple, do you think we should, hold hands? Oh, you're right. That'd be more natural, wouldn't it? It would probably be normal for a couple to be holding hands, and then someone we know is going to see us, and that's where the rumor's going to spread. But it actually doesn't even matter. It's not like on this one. You know what I mean? in Kazuma's a maid, so it was like, oh fuck, I said you were my girlfriend and now everybody knows, now we have to keep pretending. And this is like, can we just pretend so that, like, I'm not really sure why. Because not like we're ever gonna run into all these other people again, but like, oh well, it doesn't matter, semantics. But obviously I'd never done that before. How do I hold out my hand? It is legit, you're overthinking something simple. I'm facing up? Or is it the other way? My head filled with silly questions and I couldn't look Harumi in the face. Still looking away, I reached out my hand toward him. Oh, we're gonna get a handhold in CG. Okay, don't look. It's gonna be inappropriate. Hand-holding makes us degenerates, but... But my hand reached nothing but air. Oh, that's weird. Can't find Harumi's hand. Spacey, could you please hold out your hand? I am. Actually, could you hold out your hand, Harumi? Of course. Actually, I've been looking for yours. But I can't seem to find it. We're both just waving in the air because we're idiots. Oh god, it's adorable. What? I've been looking for yours too. Fucking nerds. Seriously, we were both searching for each other's hand and kept missing them. I mean, you're walking close enough that should be impossible. I'm sorry. I'm not used to things like this. I should be leading you. It surprised me that Harumi wasn't more familiar with holding hands. You act so cool when you open doors for me and hold my bags. I figured you'd be a natural. Not at all. My classmates seem like they are, but I've never dated someone either. I see. That's something we have in common then, huh? So, what should we do? At this rate, we'd never be able to hold hands. It was one of the most basic steps imaginable, and we already hit a roadblock. Just wait a moment. I'll do it properly. A determined silence followed, and then my right hand was suddenly wrapped in Harumi's left one. Oh, so cute. Finally! I love how awkward that was. I looked up at Harumi and our eyes met. He was looking at me too, which meant that we were gazing at each other. What do I do? I'm suddenly nervous. His hand was so warm, if a little tense. I knew mine must have been the same. He somehow managed to hold hands. It's so cute because we're just pretending to date, and yet we're so awkward and weird. It's like we're actually dating. It's just, I love it. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, it looks so easy, but it's harder than I expected. I agree. Everyone holds hands so naturally, I thought it'd be simple. Training must be necessary to reach that level. Whenever a protagonist learns a new skill, they always go through harsh training. Training? The spirit of a jumping hero's... Oh. The spirit of a jumping hero's in your head even now, huh? Of course. I'll never forget. Because I love it. How can I not? I can't help what I love. Did you just hear that? Love. Why don't you take a leaf out of his book and say it too? Oh, hush, I'm shy. Oh, is that so? My face heated up and I looked down. I think even my ears turned red. Not that I could check and see. I just love that though. He's like, I can't help what I love. And they're like, look, he's so passionate about her. And it's like, I mean, he's talking about anime, but I'll take it. That's so cute. My heart hammered in my chest so strongly, I thought Harumi would feel my racing pulse through our held hands. They must have misheard you. Yes. How taxing. Hey, just say something. Why don't you say something? More silence. I don't really know what to say in situations like this. Neither do I. We really do need training. So you're still sticking to the training thing, huh? With that, my first eventful day as Harumi's pretend lover came to a close. We'd completed the first important mission. Hold hands! It's frickin' adorable. Right, I gotta think of the other part, I think was... We got a few minutes, we can go. Later, I was writing a report for class in my room and my phone started ringing. Can't leave that phone ringing, it's gonna drive me crazy. Professor Asagi, what could this be about? I apologize for calling you so late. I had an urgent request. And the faster the better, so I didn't want to wait. Of course. What do you need? An urgent request? I hope I can help. He began to list the details for me. Turned out that he needed me to go to potential shooting locations that matched the movie's story outline. He needed reports on each one for reference. Location scouting. This is starting to feel like a real movie production. Location scouting. Searching for filming locations for TV or movie productions. It's exactly what it sounds like. Of course, I wanted to do anything I could to help, but I was nervous about doing it alone. Will I be doing this by myself? I know that'd be too much to put on you. I've checked with the director, and he said he'll have someone go with you. You're like, can I choose? I want my pretend boyfriend to come with me. That's a relief. Thank you. Who will it be? It'll be Makino. He should work fine. Yes. Hearing that it was Harumi was fantastic. I'll give you more details tomorrow. For now, I'll send an overview by email, so if you have time, please look through it. Sounds good. Thank you for taking this on. It helps a lot. After I finished my call with Professor Asagi, I immediately dialed Harumi. He picked up almost immediately. Good evening. I was just planning to call you when my phone rang. It surprised me. Perfect timing. You must have been contacted about the location scouting, too. Yeah, why don't we come up with a plan? Can we meet up tomorrow? Yes, I'll be at the studio to help my father, so let's talk there. Okay, I'll see you there. Yeah, see you then. Good night. Location scouting. When I ended the call and put my phone down, my eyes fell on the pilgrimage materials. These are really well made. As I flipped through the large packet, I was once again struck by how well it was put together. I know! If I research the locations ahead of time, it'll make the whole thing go smoother. I should do thorough research like Harumi did and surprise him. Alright, let's do this! I got to work right away. Alright. So, we're going to continue the next day in the next part because, we're roughly at time, and this could take it might only take 2 minutes, it could take 10, who knows, but we'll stop here. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.